Welcome to the Explainer from the Dume Media. Today, we're diving into a single district in northwest Maharashtra that's hiding a pretty incredible secret. It's basically a perfect miniature of the entire state. You hear it all the time. People call Nashik mini Maharashtra. But what does that really mean? Is it just a catchy nickname? Well, no. It actually points to something much deeper, a really complex identity that mirrors the diversity, the conflicts, and, the potential of the whole state. So how on earth can one place contain so much? Let's get into it, and we'll start with the land itself. The story of Nashik is literally written into its landscape. Seriously, if you want to understand why it gets called a mini-state, the very first thing you have to see is how its geography is a perfect reflection of Maharashtra's own incredibly diverse terrain. Okay, so picture this, two completely different worlds existing side by side, all inside one district. Over in western Nashik, you've got places like Igatpuri. It's hilly, it's drenched in rain. It feels just like you're on the lush Konkan coast. But then you travel east and bam, suddenly you're on the flat, dry Deccan Plateau with that classic black cotton soil that looks exactly like regions such as Vidarbha. This isn't just some geographical quirk. This dramatic shift dictates absolutely everything, from what farmers grow in the fields to how people live their day-to-day lives. And this whole seam of contrast, it's just as stark when you look at Nashik's economy. It's like an engine that's fueled by two powerful yet completely different things. On one hand, its wealth is literally growing from the soil, and on the other, it's forging the tools of our national security.
Let's just start with this one number, 80%. That's a huge deal. That's how much of Maharashtra's wine comes from right here in this district. Thanks to its one-of-a-kind climate, Nashik isn't just a local player. It's the undisputed wine capital of India, a global hub for grapes and wine. It's an economy you can actually taste.
And then, in a complete 180 from vineyards, Nashik is also home to some of the nation's most critical strategic assets. We're talking about Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. They build defense aircraft here. The India Security Press and the Currency Note Press. Yep, that's where our money is printed. And of course, the massive artillery center in Deolali. So think about that. This one district is a global agricultural powerhouse and a fortress of national security, all at the same time. Now, this complexity isn't something that just popped up recently. Nashik's identity is built on thousands of years of history, just layered on top of each other. To really get what's happening today, you have to appreciate its past, which honestly reads like the story of India itself, a mix of mythology, empire, revolution, and reform. So let's walk through that timeline. Nashik's story really kicks off way back in mythology as Panchavati, the sacred forest from the Ramayana. From there, it grew into a major power center for the ancient Satvahana dynasty. And then later, it was poetically renamed the City of Roses by the Mughals. The British came in and formalized its administration, and then in 1930 it became a crucial battleground for social justice. And that battle for social justice was the Kalaram Temple Satyagraha. This was a landmark movement for Dalit rights, led by none other than Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. It's so important because it proves Nashik isn't just a place of ancient gods and kings, it's a place where modern India was being forged through both spiritual devotion and social revolution. So, who actually lives in this complex district today? Well, if we look at the numbers from 2011, you can see Nashik was a district right in the middle of a major transition. While it was still majority rural, it had this huge and growing urban population, over 42%. And that split, that's the source of its biggest tensions, this constant pull between a traditional, agriculture-based way of life and the rapid, sometimes chaotic, push from modern development. And that brings us right to the heart of the matter, the central conflict that is defining Nashik's future. And it's a classic, high-stakes battle that we're seeing play out all over India and the world. This deep tension between ambitious, fast-paced development and the desperate need for environmental preservation. At the very center of this conflict is the Godavari River. For thousands of years, it has been the sacred source of Nashik's identity. It's its lifeline. But today, that lifeline is in crisis, literally being choked by pollution from the very factories and cities that are driving all this growth. Its sanctity and its very survival are under direct threat. You can see the two sides of the coin laid out right here.
On one side, you've got the incredible promise of progress, a new metro system, corporate expansion, a booming real estate market. But on the other side, you can see the heavy cost, a contaminated river, rising air pollution, and as all this development pushes into nature, an increasingly dangerous conflict. And this right here is a direct and pretty scary consequence of that clash. As homes and factories expand into what used to be forest habitats, you get what's called human-leopard conflict. This isn't just some abstract environmental statistic. It's a real and present danger to public safety, and a very stark reminder that this kind of unchecked development always has a price. So, after all that, let's circle back to our main question. What truly earns Nashik the title of Mini Maharashtra?
It's because it's the whole package. It's got the geographical splits of the entire state packed into one place. Its economy is this fascinating, wild blend of extremes, from agriculture to aerospace. Its history is a perfect microcosm of India's own journey. And, most importantly, its future is being defined by the exact same fundamental conflict, this fight between growth and preservation that Maharashtra, and frankly all of India, is grappling with right now.
Which leaves us with this one final critical question. The district is at a crossroads. As it builds this ambitious future with metros and IT parks, can it actually protect the sacred river and the ecological balance that gave it its soul in the first place? The answer to that is going to define not just Nashik, but maybe a path for modern India itself. Thanks for watching this explainer from the Dume Media.